I like that it has like a government conspiracy plot plus like the way it covers like genocide and war and PTSD and trauma is like really good.
Yeah.
And the female characters are fantastic. You don't really get that in a lot of animes. You get a lot of like, because like Winry, like she does support Ed, but she does do her own thing.
Yeah.
And like then we have like Riza and like Olivier. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Monster Fuckers Anonymous. My name is Randika, and this week I fell in love with the succubus who seduced me solely for my political power.
Hi, my name is Carmen, and today I fucked my tarot card reader because he said I was going to have good sex soon. And welcome to this week's meeting of Modern. We are trash. This week's meeting of Monster Fuckers Anonymous.
Today we'll be talking about
period. Today
we finish each other's sentences. We'll be talking about Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yes, the greatest story ever told. And
Fullmetal Alchemist. Fullmetal Alchemist.
This week on Fullmetal Alchemist. Yeah, it's the greatest story ever written.
And if you haven't watched it, you are a fake fan because it isn't even 100 episodes long. So get on that.
It's so easy to watch. You just watch it. You go on Netflix and you watch it. This really we're
talking about Brotherhood also.
Yes, we should get sponsored by Netflix because we just talk about Netflix shows. But
we do.
Yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. The manga also was originally written in like 03, 04, and
yes, that's when that's when Fullmetal Alchemist came out.
Yeah, like the first manga by Hiromu Arakawa.
Our Lord and Savior. She's so cute. Like the manga has so many cute little like
it's so funny for
touches of her like personality, which I think is so cute.
Yeah, it's so funny for a story about genocide, and like family trauma.
But like I feel like the show is pretty lighthearted.
Yeah.
Well, like I feel like the manga is more lighthearted than the anime.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the anime will have funny parts and then be mostly about like the drama, and then the manga is like funny with like yes, but it's also cosmic horror hiding behind the back door, and it's just like somehow it works, and it's so good, and it's still very meaningful and powerful.
And she just has like excellent like diversity in like body types and like really great female characters, which isn't very common in like manga or anime.
Yeah.
And she covers a lot of like really good like issues while also like criticizing them well.
Yes. She wrote, so I also want to talk about something else, is like she finished this series and then was like, you know what else I want to do? Write a story about a guy on a farm, which amazing, iconic.
I know what you're talking about.
So I need to read that at some point, but I just think that's so cool. But so her thing with this story was she wanted to tell something about, you know, like kind of steampunk-esque story. Like I think she was kind of inspired by Germany. Like I kind of think she was inspired by World War II Germany, or like that kind of thing. But then also she was like watching the news, and while she was watching the news in like 2003, 2004 when she was writing it, it was like all she was seeing on TV was clips from the Iraq War where it's like Americans killing brown people over oil. And it's like, if that's not exactly what this story is about, just like a white empire killing brown people for power.
For no reason.
Well, for economic gain.
Yeah, for like gain that will only benefit like a certain few.
Yes, like two people. Two very rich.
No spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, spoilers. We need to just every episode we do is just spoiler full. So it is.
That's true. And if you like get spoilers for like the show, I don't know, like
it's been out for 10 years. Like that's your fault.
It's true. Yeah. Just close your eyes.
Yeah. Imagine if, like, honestly, like this is better literature than the Bible, and it like if you've read the
Period.
Bible, you've had time to read Fullmetal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa.
Or watch it.
That's it. Or watch it. It's very easy to
Yeah.
watch. It's very good to watch. The animation was stellar. The voice
It's
actors
so
are crazy
cute.
good. Yeah, both the Japanese and the American voice actors are really good. So it's like if you watch it in Japanese with the subtitles, or if you watch it American dubbed version, like they're both amazing. They got really good voice actors.
Yeah, I watched like the dub the first time I actually don't know. I think I really liked Roy Mustang's voice. So
Oh,
I like stuck with the dub, but I also watched a little bit of the
sexy.
sub. I think this might be one of the few animes where I watched the dubs.
Yeah. All the characters are so sexy. Yeah, so this show has everything. It's got housewives, it's got sexy women who will kill you, it's
Murder
got hot
plots,
men who are very soft inside, it's got
government conspiracies,
government conspiracies, it's got um
love.
it's got love, it's got 14-year-old members of the state police, it's
I
got it's
so
got
that's my emotional support war criminal. Yeah, Roy
it's
Mustang.
got foreign involvement in elections.
Yeah.
Um it's got small children who are very powerful. It's got adults who are very
Magical
stupid.
stuff. Not
It's
really
got
magic, but powers,
the it's got
superpowers.
it's got the most heartbreaking scene you'll ever watch in film or television
The
history.
saddest fucking backstory ever.
Yeah. It's
Just
got
such.
Winry, who is a mechanic.
And she's like, she just wears her cute little tube tops and just like walks
Yeah,
around and fixes things. It's
yeah. Her
very,
midriff is showing permanently. It's
yeah, and
very
I love that for
Bow.
her.
It's very Bow from Shira. Um,
Yes, yes.
she's like permanently just like belly button out,
Belly button out, belly button
belly button
out.
out gang. Yeah, it's like got a surprising diversity of color for a show for an anime that's also set in like a kind of Europe or Germany like place.
Yeah, because
Like there's like no,
you
go
got
ahead.
like Ling Yao, you got like kind of like the Asia, and then you got like I forget Scar where he's from.
Scars
Like they're
Ishvala.
The Ishvalan
Yeah.
people. Yeah, they're like the
So it's
brown
got,
people.
but like even within the empire itself, which I also can't remember the name of, it's like one of the characters in the valley where the inventor of the metal tech,
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
so the girl who has no legs, who is
Queenie, yeah.
yeah, she's I think black.
Yeah, she is, and like you hardly ever see that, or like
Yeah,
usually they're like really. I feel like I've seen like a few depiction of black people, and like they're usually like weirdly sexualized. Like the only
or
like
like
good ones
kind of racist. Yeah,
yeah, the only good ones I've seen is like in Full Metal Alchemist and Hunter x Hunter.
yeah. Like the one that I'm thinking about in have you seen this? Do rah rah rah.
I refuse to watch that.
um well, so there's a character in that. I think he's like the only black character, and he's like really stupid and can't speak Japanese well, and it's like, wow, so that's great, I guess. We just can be full racist today.
Yeah,
Yeah, this show doesn't do that. This show's very like, she's, I think partly because Hiromu Arakawa in her original writing was very like, all my characters are going to be real characters, and like
yeah,
no one's going to be a joke. Even the
yeah.
characters who are jokes, like who's the guy with the muscle guy who never has their shirt on and his hair like Colonel something. Anyways,
Armstrong.
Colonel Armstrong. Um, like he's like the
Ugh.
most caricature of a person, and he's still like very like has a lot of depth and like cares for people and like different
And that's
ways
like a
and
really
shit.
like good like backstory and relationship with his
Yeah,
sister.
yeah.
Like there's still like a lot of like really strong like female characters. Like you have
Oop, you broke up for a second. We'll see how this turns out. I'm loving you. This is killing me.
Hello, welcome back.
Please, God, let this audio, like, please let this recording keep going. Was your side fine?
Yeah, I went in like a little rant about women, so
Hopefully it's saved. Um,
it still says it's recording. We love technical
I
issues.
think if you're on the line still, it's fine.
Okay.
My internet just disappeared, so that's lovely. I'm on my phone's, uh, I'm
Oh
just
my god.
we were supposed to have AT&T come through and get us onto the fiber optic network. I'm wondering if they finally cut us out or something. And now they're like
Oh
putting I don't
no.
know. But there's no one here, so I don't know why that happened. Anyways,
Very weird. I talked about women, so you can take
period.
the mantle now.
Yeah, there women. There was a lot of great women in the show.
Women.
Women. Yeah, Saoirse Ronan in whatever that movie was. Women. Like I just
Yes,
that's it. That's it. That's it. That's all we care
that's
about.
it.
Um, Winry Rockbell's grandmother.
Oh, I forgot to mention her. I talked about
Rin,
Riza,
yeah. Oh my God, Riza Hawkeye,
and
the
I
love of
talked
my life.
about, yeah, it's just like I love it. And like I also really like that it's like kind of like, of course it's like action, but there's also like kind of like the mystery because you're like unfolding like the government conspiracy,
Yes,
and like it just really shows like the corruption of like such an
yes,
authoritarian government.
yeah. It's also like so. They are all like. There's people in the world who are like, why would you ever fucking work for the military? That's awful. They do evil things there, and like it's
Yeah.
just the fact. Like it's literally the truth, and it's also like people know it's the truth, which is great. I think.
And they don't shy away from showing
Yeah,
it because like the scene
yeah,
where I think Roy Mustang is like reflecting on like the war, you just see like all these alchemists like
yeah,
annihilating like all of these
yeah.
people.
And it's like it's a lot for I think him and a couple other people when someone literally shoots a child in the face. Um,
Yeah.
but that's like not the worst they've done. It just happened like it was like just a certain moment in the show, and it's like
Yeah.
I am looking directly at it, but I wish it didn't exist.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
it's so like impactful. I don't know a better word. Like when it doesn't pull its punches when it's about like very serious stuff, which is I think really cool for a show about like war and loss.
Yeah,
um
exactly.
oh my God, that's
And like so like trauma also because like
yeah,
you like have the first episode you learn like they lost their mother because of they lost their mother because of like sickness, and then they like
yeah,
tried to
tried to
bring
bring
her
her
back
back. Yeah,
and just like
and then
destroyed themselves doing it.
yeah, destroyed their own physical forms, and then also just like just horrific. um Also, yeah, it's a really interesting look at non-standard family types. Like um
Yeah,
their mom is a single mom because their dad leaves them like when they're like 7. Uh
deadbeat
and
dad
then Winry's raised by her grandmother,
because
because
her parents
her
died in
parents
the
died in the
war
war because they
helping
were medics.
people.
Yeah, they were medics helping people. Uh and they're like known as heroes because they were helping not the soldiers but the people of Ishvala, which is like that's an important distinction to make. I think also like they weren't like
Yeah.
military doctors.
Yeah,
um
exactly.
and then when the Elric brothers' mom dies, then they also are raised by this like family friend, this like grandmother, Winry's grandmother.
Mhm.
And it's just like, and then they also raise themselves because like they live in their house and they live, Winry and her grandmother live in their house, and then like they come over for dinner basically, but like they do everything else themselves because they're like 11 and they're precocious. But it's just
Yeah,
crazy. It's crazy. And there's a lot of stuff too where it's just like kind of found family stuff is really important. Like it's honestly pretty queer in that, like with like the chosen family kind of like narratives that it
really.
presents. Like well, like Greed's family,
Read. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
that
Like
like
their
the
OG
moments,
greed.
the OG Greed and his like found family of freaks, I was like, these are gay. These are gay people. I know what
Yeah,
gay people look like, and this is it. It's like
Exactly.
every squad got one. Lizard Man, Bull Man, Cat Girl,
The embodiment of
Greed,
greed.
the physical embodiment of greed in a human body. Someone else. Like it's just so like I don't know. It's really cute. There's a lot of it, and
It's cute,
the
but also like painful, but also like
yeah
the
yeah
ending is like so heartwarming. Like the way they dealt. I think the way they dealt with Edward and like Winry's like romance was just so perfect and so
wow.
sweet.
I care them. I care them a lot. It's
These
all
are
of
the only
that.
straight people I care about.
Literally the only straight people I care about. It's all of that, and then it's also oh, what was I going to say? Oh, the automail mechanic. It's him, his daughter, his daughter's husband, their child that like Winry carries into the world.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like she performs like the birth, like the midwife position, and then like the girl with the automail legs and like a couple other people, like that's kind of a found family as well.
Yeah.
All the people in the military together are like a family, like which obviously they're
Yes.
war criminals, but they're also like the people who in the end decide to change the system and like are like, we're going to take accountability for all of the awful, terrible murders and genocides that we committed. We're going to
For
bring
no reason.
yeah, for no reason. We're going to bring the Ishvalan people that we hurt into the government and like give them positions of power and like find ways for them to like heal.
Even though there's only like
We're
one or two
we're
of
going to
them.
commit to restorative justice practices,
Yes.
and also like all of their powers and shit were taken away. Like
Yes.
I think Roy Mustang gives up. Does he give up his fire
I
alchemy?
No, I think they all lose their alchemy because like the alchemy was
Oh,
built
that's
on
right.
like
On
in
the
like
death of people
in that
in
country.
that
I
country.
think
Yes,
in
yeah,
where Ling Yao is from, like their alchemy is different.
yeah. Because so what happened was the alchemy in their country was based on like this giant pentagram that had been built on the blood and bodies of like a different ancient civilization, and then
Yeah.
Ling Yao's country, like they were taught how to do alchemy with like the natural free flowing energy of the world.
Mhm.
Um, so, anyways, so yeah, so it's like then they were like, we're going to commit to restorative justice practices. I'm going to be the interim leader of this country while we get it back on the right track. But obviously, I'm not going to be the leader forever. It's like just very interesting how they do that, because it's also like they are a republic. There's a presidency, but the
Yeah.
president is not chosen democratically at that time, or isn't anymore or something. I don't know. It's unclear, but it does seem like it's kind of like America, where it's like, yes, it's a democracy. We elect people from the same like 10 families every century. Like it's just so yay, democracy. We love it here.
Yay.
Like only the rich people, like we've never had a non-millionaire president.
Yeah, because you can't.
Even because even Obama was a millionaire when he was elected into office, because he was one first like a very successful lawyer, and then he was local representative for Chicago, and of some kind. I think he was a representative to Congress, perhaps something like that.
I don't really
And
know.
then he was a senator, and then Senator Obama ran for president, and he became president. And like at that point, he was a millionaire. Like,
Yep.
so we've never had a non-millionaire president, or he's like switch for inflation too. Like all of the previous presidents that were like, oh, they had $1,000 to their name back in like 1790. Like $1,000 is like 10 million now. So
Yep, exactly.
um,
But yeah, if you just watch the show, it's like 50 episodes and you'll finish it so fast because you get so addicted to like
yes.
it.
It's also like 26 or 23 minutes an episode. So you can watch three and it's like you've only wasted an hour of your life. And it won't have been wasted because you'll have been watching Fullmetal Alchemist.
Exactly.
Do you have anything else to say?
I don't. I just love the show.
I love the
That's all I
show,
have to say. That's my closing statement.
my closing statement is I love the show and you should watch it, or I don't know, you shouldn't
Perish.
be alive. I don't know. Yeah, perish. Watch or perish. Um uh Thank you for attending this week's meeting of Monster Fuckers Anonymous. And remember,
It's
it's
always
always
okay
okay to be a monster fucker.
Woo!
Bye. Okay.